But girls, how you doing? I'm giggling because do you know what? There's 82% humidity today. I'm dying. Okay, let's go. The weather. Anyhow, today is who is interested in you. We don't care about the weather. Yeah, I know. You don't come here to have a forecast, but I'll give it to you anyway. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. So pile number 1, who's interested in you? Wow, the Knight of Sword, the King of Sword, and the Queen of Sword. Oh my goodness, do we have sword here? Barely see that ever. Anyhow, so what do we have? We have someone who's going to make themselves known very soon and very strongly and very clearly. That sword is a mind, and we have a lot of sword here. So someone wants to go towards you and tell you and say clearly what they think about you, how they feel about you. Could they be good? Could they be bad? I'm not quite sure. For me, this person has been playing a bit too much with the sword, meaning the King of Sword is someone who has feelings but push you away, playing with the sword, in, out, yes, no, no, yes. Actually, they're trying to protect themselves from you. But you are the Queen of Sword, and I think that is very powerful. That's what you have, that kind of energy, is someone who gave many chances, but eventually, at some point, it will be one time too many, and that will be the end. So if someone can use the sword and use the mind, it's definitely you. So what we have here is someone who may have been in the receiving end of you, the Queen of Sword, and say, well, hold on a second. You say enough is enough. You don't want to hear from me, but I just need to tell you something one more time. Okay, so we're going to need to find out what it is exactly they want to say, if it's positive or negative, but they better know what they want to say clearly, because you will know how to use that sword. But they're quite daring to come back at the Queen of Sword. So they have nothing to lose. They just want to be heard, maybe. I want one more here, because seriously, because you both know that you're meant to be together regardless. So Pentacle is a slow energy. The sword is very fast, and particularly that Knight of Sword, but it's more, I would say, more about the clarity than the speed, because the King of Wands will be, or the Knight of Wands will be faster. But anyways, pretty fast anyway. But what I would say is, regardless of the situation, they have nothing to lose, because they know we meant to talk, we meant to be together, we meant to do that business. We meant to be, that's it, all together. So that's why they have no fear. Okay, I might be just a knight, and that's okay, but I am going to come toward you and tell you what I think, and I'm going to be very clear and motivated, and I want this to happen fast. So who is interested in you is someone that you may have rejected because they've been behaving on and off, yes and no, whatever, and you had to say enough is enough. I'm done here, that's it. But that person doesn't want to be deflated and want to move toward you. So let's have the hidden truth and record. I'm always a bit wary about this one, because generally, I hope that you can forgive me one day. You see, there is an idea, I cannot give up on you, because we both know we meant to be together. And we can go through the really not talking for years. We can go through the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. You know, there's still something. And that person has nothing to lose. I have to come to say, I'm sorry, and hopefully you forgive me. That person cannot give up on you. And I don't think you can give up on them neither. But I think at the moment, you're not very receptive, I would say. So maybe if I were them and I would like to stay alive, I would stay away a little bit longer. Oh, there's this one on the floor, forget it. Let's take one more, whatever. Surrender. There is no point in pushing the barrel up such a steep hill. Go back to the start. Surrender your expectations. There is an easier way. When the time is right, a new path will appear. Yeah, sometimes we want to make something happen. And I think this person trying to make things happen. But you know what? There is a timing. And that's what I would say to that person. Even though they're clear and motivated, they're fighting death. And the Queen of Swords is not receptive at the moment. So I would say maybe wait a little bit longer. When the moment is better, when the moment is a little bit more, how can I say, productive, and the moment will be also more receptive to whatever need to be said. Because whether it's business, whether it's love, there is moment need to be chosen. And maybe say that, well, as I say, they say about surrender your expectation. Sometimes we are in a rush to make things happen, and I think we sometimes have to accept there is a timing that is not always ours, but the universe knows what's best. And sometimes things don't happen to us at that time because actually we were not ready. Or it would have happened in a weird way, and at the end of the day, what would have happened would have not served our best interest. So sometimes we judge it as why it took so long, blah, blah, blah. We don't understand that there is a lot of stuff behind that we're not aware of. So surrender. The certain things you can put in place and maybe clarify in your mind and knowing where you stand, that is one thing. Not repeating the same pattern, that is something you can control. But sometimes to know when is the time to take action or what is the next action, sometimes we just to back off for a second. And particularly if you have to go and talk to that one, you better be ready. But don't have much expectation because this one is ready to kill. Okay, so pile number 2 is interesting in you. Knight of Cups, Justice, and the Emperor. Wow, it's clear here. And much more peaceful than the pile number 1. Well, it's obviously someone who wants to move toward you, loud, and want to say sorry and I love you. We have that cup of love ready to be served, okay? So it's a gentle energy, but at the same time it's very motivated. Someone know exactly what they want. An emperor, male, female, doesn't matter. It's someone who wants to come toward the empress, male, female, doesn't matter, and say I love you, or let's do the deal, or let's go for it. Okay, so we do have a positive action here, and we're ready now. That is it. The thing is, it's all about doing the right thing, being fair, justice to be served, and also maybe to sign a contract or to make this relationship official, finally, okay? This is the right time. So who is this person who is interested in you? Well, it's someone who is 4 kings, male, female, doesn't matter. Someone who can be ready to take care of you, look after you, even though you can look after yourself. It's someone who wants to open the heart, someone who did some kind of introspection, did some homework. They know what they're about, they know what they're made of, and they're not green, absolutely not green. And they can be younger, but with a very old soul. You know that they've done the work and they know exactly what they're about. And that brings a lot of reassurance for you because you're not dealing with a baby. You know that that person have done the work and understand. One more, yeah, they have letting go. They've been letting go these energies, and these energies, they can be someone from the past, maybe a wife, a husband, whatever happened in your childhood, whatever happened between you guys and it wasn't really good, but you did an introspection and you learned from it, and now you are grown that pair of shoes and you're ready to walk away from those energies that were not productive, and you're ready to start properly. And that's why this person wants to actually move towards you and put things right. Finally, justice will be served. So this part is very straightforward. So let's do a hidden truth record. Part number 1 was a little bit more complex. Anyhow, what do we have here? I know I was a distraction from your pain. Well, that's the thing, and that's the reason why you or the person had to do the homework. There was a lot of pain here that needed to be sorted. Maybe you were together for a while, but you were too young within your process. None of you had time to look back and to appreciate the past. So yeah, you were maybe a distraction for each other. We're having a good time together, but actually we're not really dealing with the elephant in the room, which is our past. And now, maybe you've done the work and now you can come back together because now you know exactly what you're made of, both of you. Interesting. And makes sense. Sometimes we meet and we have a bit of fun, but we haven't really sorted out ourselves, and then maybe it's an opportunity for you guys to come back together and to do it right. What do we have? Divine intervention. You may feel frustrated because something stalls or comes to a standstill. Progress seems painfully slow, yet this is a blessing. It is a divine intervention at work. When the timing is in perfect harmony, all will come to fruition. Yeah, I think I was saying that a bit on the first panel today. We judge things that, oh, why is not happening now? Why? Well, actually, because it wasn't the right timing for the universe point of view. So we had stuff to learn. We had also stuff to let go of. You see, maybe it's time to reconnect, but this time I can tell you how much I love you and get into action properly, but also because I've done my homework and I know what I'm made of. And in that way, I'm honest to myself. And that is a real ultimate truth. Be honest to yourself and then still deciding to be together. That's pretty beautiful and very romantic. On this note, have a beautiful day and I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Ciao.